Welcome back, everybody, to the weekend show where I'll be doing technical analysis on all the big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond and get some fantastic trade ideas, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And now, let's get right into it, guys. So, the market had a big drop, dropping almost 900 points, most decline since April after Trump's new China tariff. And that's why the market dropped, even the market was trying to push early in the morning. And then we saw that significant drop pretty much all the way to the end, even after our we saw some selling. Now, what the market did, that was down nearly 2%, Nasdaq down 3.56%, S&P down 2.71%, Russell going down 3%. 11 sectors, pretty much all deep red. Technology took it right on the chin, down over 4%. Consumer cyclical, energy, all that is down. Week to date performance, utilities, consumer defensive, and healthcare. So I was pointing that out in my last video that it's a risk off move, and that is why it was a risk off move. You saw the big hit was on technology, consumer cyclical on Friday, and it was really massive. You can also see it right here on stock market map. The big names: Nvidia 5%, down almost. Microsoft over 2%, Apple 3.5%, Amazon 5%, Tesla 5%, Meta almost 4%, Google 2%. Chips, especially Broadcom down 6%, AMD nearly 8%, QCOM, you name it, Intel, AMU, all are down on the day. Now, let's see what the market will do next week if we can get some trade ideas together here in this video. Let's get started with Tesla. On Tesla stock is down 5%, and with that news, it was down another 1.31%, down to 408. So, what is happening? Well, when I made the video about just about here, when I took some puts and I sold pretty much right bottom of this candle. And then I said, I mean, Tesla is definitely not looking like it's going to break out. We have earnings coming out. And I think the headline is already out. Elon net worth was $500 billion, right? Half a trillion dollar net worth. And that was the main thing. As this thing was going higher, the richest man on earth. And now things are pulling back. Now, what is happening? We got a bunch of gaps down here. We have earnings coming out very soon. So if this thing does not hold, looks like it's not even holding at 416, 415. If this thing pushing, all the way down to now it's trading near the lower Bollinger Band, which is at 408. If that does not hold, earnings comes out pretty bad. And GM actually had a great quarter, last one. Pretty much, they've been outselling Teslas, especially on EV market. So, and you guys saw the GM shares popping, and now it's coming down a little bit, but it was going higher with that big increase in sales. But the Tesla here, guys, the king of EV maker, looks like they don't have much of a deal going on like GM. You can get a EV for 200-300 bucks, where with Tesla, I think it's 4 to like 650, even on a cheaper Model 3. So Tesla is getting hit, and then 7,500 credit is not there anymore. And all the AV makers are gonna get hit. So I don't know what the earnings gonna be. If this thing drops below that 408 level, watch out for that 396 gap to get filled, and this is where it can find support. If not, we'll come back all the way down to possibly 375 to 369 to close this gap down here. Now, if there is some good news, maybe the government opens up or some good Chinese news, maybe you get to see a relief rally back up to where? Well, the big level would be at 416, 415. If we can get past that, watch out for 432 on Tesla. On Apple, stock is down 3.45%. So as Apple was going up, we took a lot of trades on Apple, and all the trades, including shares, paid big money on Apple stock. Now, when Apple was trading, I think it was about here, 256 somewhere, 255. I took 250 puts, and I was just waiting on those because there was a gap at 246. And boy, oh boy, this thing went deep in the money, especially on Friday. we sold pretty much all of it and collected a nice premium on those puts, and they were for December 19th. So we still have plenty of time on those puts, and it was really nice to take profit. Now, earnings end of this month, and you can see it's barely holding at 245, 246. If that gives up, the next critical support at 241, and then the 50-day moving average will be a support right here, 237, down to even this gap 234. To the upside, now there will be resistance at 250, and then 251.13, 254.11, and then we can talk about going back and possibly going higher. As of right now, this wedge or flag pattern did not play out, and you can see with that tweet from Trump, market definitely breaking down, and we might see a little bit more downside here in the market. And if that happens, Apple will likely to come back a little bit more, possibly will close this gap at some point before earnings. And here's my X account. And if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X. It's totally free. And quickly, I want to share this trade idea. And you guys saw a bunch of videos coming out before even saying that VIX breaking out in my channel in my previous video. And you can see we were net short here in the market. You can see we took QQQ puts. Once again, these were back on the table, especially on October 8th early morning. It was trading around 612. That's where we got in 607 puts, and these were not October 17th. You can see get back in, but October 31 expiration. And fast forward, it was a massive, massive move to the downside, and we took profit. Also added live on Friday morning at 11 a.m. just before that drop into that initial position, we added more puts, and then huge profit on that play. A lot of people made money. Kudos to you if you made money on that play. And if you guys are really serious about trading and you want to do this, you want to do this full time, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon, guys. On Amazon, stock is down 5%. So we talked about it. This was forming this bear flag pattern. We went higher, but did not get that big breakout, and now all the way back down to almost that 215 range. Now, if that gives up, there is a gap below 210. That should be the next stop, and then 207. If this thing gets some sort of a bounce, watch out for the resistance at the 5-day moving average, 223. If we can get over that, then we can talk about more upside on Amazon. As of right now, things are looking that like it's gonna go down even more from here, possibly down to this gap. Google stock also had that flag breakout, but you can see with that tweet, everything just came back and all the way down to down under that support 238. So it's not looking good here, but it's under the lower band right here. So if this thing retraces back over that 238, it can possibly make a move up to right here 5-day moving average at 245 to even 248. If it remains under 238, it can come all the way down to 226.49 to retest 50-day moving average. And don't forget, we do have this massive gap down here at 212 on Google stock. On Meta, it's down 3.85%, so big drop on Meta, but it's holding right here pretty much at that breakout point at 704, 705. If this thing gives up that support, it will come back down to lower band, which is around 692, and then 682 would be the next critical support. We definitely went higher. I talked about it in my video that 738. We got really close to it, guys. 735 on Friday, and then everything just gave up, and this thing came all the way back down. On Microsoft, it's down 2.19%. So I was talking about this massive bear flag pattern, and you can see we definitely did have that break below that bear flag pattern. And now, I mean, this thing is in no man's land. There is a gap below. It's trying to hold around 510, but I think it will possibly come down here to 505 to 503 to close the gap, and then watch out for this critical support at 500. Now, if this thing pushes back up, there will be resistance at 516, 515 to 517. And why? I can show you right here because of these moving averages 20 and 50. So there will be resistance at 513.47. Then you'll see a resistance at 515.41. So I would say 514 to 517. That is where you want to see Microsoft going and breaking above these levels, that would tell us that this is going to be a fake breakdown and things are going to go back up to the upside here on Microsoft. As of right now, things are not looking good. On AMD, it's down nearly 8%. So AMD, what we missed here on AMD because of how when the stock is up massively, there is usually a big spread. You cannot get filled on those quick orders, right? That's one thing. And they were expensive. I was trying to short AMD here on that big pop. I think I tried back and forth maybe 5 times, but it was really impossible to go. And then by the time I was trying to short shares, it didn't really work out. It was already down quite a bit. So AMD, I mean, from 240 down to 214, that's a big, big drop. And now you can see it's below 220 5-day moving average. So the next big critical support would be down here near 209, and then watch out for flat 200. Don't forget this massive gap down here. What I was looking at, as AMD was dropping here, it was trying to hold previous all-time high as a support, which was this high right here. You can see 227. It was trying to hold that. Now, if it goes back up, that's going to be the level to watch, especially when we get over 220. That is where AMD is going to 27. And if we can clear, that, then it's heading back up to the upside. But definitely brand new all-time high was hit on Thursday's session, and then we're seeing that drop on AMD. We'll see how that goes going into Monday's session. So Netflix down 0.89%. So I couldn't find anything, especially midday as the market was dropping. So this thing was trading at 1245, took puts 1200, and boy oh boy, this thing also delivered profit before closing. It was down nearly $25 from my entry, and I didn't want to hold that, so I actually closed it. And now you can see, I mean, this thing made a big move, and now there is a drop. We also have earnings coming up just after next week. So if this thing comes back, watch out for the critical support at 1220. That's where it's pretty much holding. And just below that, 1209 to flat 1200. Don't forget, we gapped up, so there's a gap at 1163. If this thing pushes back up, there will be resistance at 1229 and then 1249. Over that, watch out for 1270. On Nvidia, it was down nearly 5%. So this was another trade idea that I took live, especially on Friday. It was trading at 195.15, and that's why I took some puts because the market was looking like it was just a matter of time where Nvidia is going to drop and it's going to bring the whole market down. And I actually took these puts live, 190 puts on Nvidia, guys, and boy oh boy, fast forward after just a couple of minutes, I mean, exploded, exploded. I mean, you can see it came back. We actually cracked below 184, so it's technically a fake breakout as of right now with massive bearish engulfing candle. So if this thing does not recapture 184, there might be more downside in the next critical level to watch here, 180. Below that, it can definitely come down rapidly, and I'm talking about maybe 173 to even 170, and who knows, maybe we come all the way down here to retest 153, that previous all-time high, which was pretty much never retested from these new all-time highs. Now Nvidia gets over 184, stays there, then I'll give some credit to the bulls that this was just a normal pullback to retest, and now we're heading back up to the upside. But again, guys, I mean, this stock delivered pretty much. I mean, I was targeting 190 here, we got 190, and then I said 200, we got up to almost 196 here on Nvidia. I think at one point, pre-market, it was even higher, closer to 200. So massive, massive move. And now if things are pulling back a little bit, I mean, it's just an opportunity, nothing really crazy happening as of right now. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. And let me know your thoughts, how you guys think the market will react to that going into Monday's session. I would definitely love to hear your comments down in the comment section, and I'll keep you guys updated Monday night.